going on, party people? Back with some more Babymonochrome action. This is a round 2 match from the losers bracket this time between Armaan, also known as Chai Cartier from our perspective, and F-00. No pressure, bud. And yeah, here we go. Some more black and white Little Cup action here. The winner of this match stays in the losers bracket. The loser is eliminated from the tournament. So no pressure at all, guys. Yeah. So from Armaan's side, pretty standard looking team. I feel like I've seen this team quite a few times there. I'm trying to make sure I got the pronunciation there right. Yeah, Armaan. Okay, whatever. Good enough. Mindfu, Abra. Got a Diglett as well, Ghastly, just all of these offensive Pokemon we've seen. And then a defensive core meetup between a Frillish and a Porygon. And then F-00 is, I'm just going to say F-00 instead of F-00. F-00 bringing a sand team to this one. So that makes me think this might be a Sand Force Diglett on the opposing side, which is a cool little set I've seen a few times. But I mean, it also means you lose the trapping potential, of course, unless you're running Pursuit and they want to switch out that way. But yeah, so you got a Hippo, a Mindfu as well, an Abra, which won't be taking any sand damage either, so Abra fits on these sand teams quite nicely. Diglett, as I already mentioned, a Staryu for some potential rapid spin support, and a Frillish, a very brown and yellowish looking team here. I feel like the colors on this team work well. Maybe something else other than a Frillish, and you kind of have this all completed quite well. So anyways, let's get into it. So Armaan leaving Mindfu, F-00 leaving Hippo, just getting up to sand immediately, and Mindfu sets up a taunt, and that was a good call because Hippo tried to go for Stealth Rocks there, switches out into Frillish and takes a knockoff. So there you go, maybe predicting a high jump kick there, though no reason not to knock off there. U-turns out of there, Porygon comes in, traces Water Absorb, but gets Will-Wisp instead, so good play by F-00. Clicks Recover here, as Porygon clicks Ice Beam, maybe predicting a switch of some variety, knowing that Frillish can't really touch that thing with a water move. Oh, double Will-O-Wisp, nice play on the incoming Frillish, just in case they were going to click a water move after all, predicting a switch. Shadow Ball there, so that Frillish was really quite walled by that Porygon, and F-00 had the cojones to stay in there. I did not know Frillish got Giga Drain, and Armaan's Frillish able to knock that thing out. Diglett coming in, goes for Beat Up. I guess that was, might have been Arena Trap. It's also Life Orb here. Hippo coming in on the Mindfu, takes a knockoff, loses its Violite. And then Mindfu goes for Taunt as Hippo does try to set up the rocks again. So fell for it again, and then U-turns out of there while Hippo is still taunted. Ghastly switching in on an Earthquake, as it's obviously not going to take anything from that due to the Levitate ability, and then can straight up knock out this Hippo with a Life Orb boosted Shadow Ball. Diglett coming out here, no Pursuit, and it is Sand Force after all. Oh yeah, of course, the never mind, yeah, Sand Force. Eats an Earthquake, and then Diglett's able to follow up with a Beat Up, just in case they want to switch out into Abra for some crazy reason, or Ghastly, I guess. Diglett setting up a sub here in the face of Mindfu, misses a high jump kick. Huge. Seen so much of that in this tour. Ghastly switching in here on the Earthquake. Can Diglett touch this Ghastly? Oh, it's got Beat Up, obviously. That's one way. Sucker Punch to break the sub here. And yeah, this thing's definitely going to drop to a Beat Up. It's going to take 4 hits, though. Diglett taking some Life Orb damage. Mindfu coming out here again. Ooh, takes a ton from an Earthquake, lives, will die to sand. Oh, except it U-turns out, so never mind. Knocks out the Diglett in the process, and then Armaan can bring in their own Diglett, but doesn't want to see a Staryu, so switches into Mindfu on a Scald, gets burned. This thing's going to drop to sand and burn. There you have it. Abra coming in here. Focus Sash preserved. Takes a Scald and gets off a Psychic here, but Staryu's going to be able to outspeed. Oh, no, it's not. Maybe that was a speed tie? 19, yeah, it could have been. Actually, no, it kind of confirms it was. Mindfu comes in, clicks U-turn. F-Zero going into their own Abra just to take on this Diglett here, which clicks Earthquake, but with that Sash and Life Orb damage, yeah, Psychic's just going to be able to knock this thing out. And F-Zero taking game 1 of this best of 3 matchup here. Let's jump into game 2. Alright, here we go. Game 2. Armaan versus F-Zero. Let's get into it here. So, Armaan bringing, again, another pretty standard looking team. We've seen another Trap Pinch, though. Saw a Trap Pinch in the last matchup. We're going to see another one here today. This might actually be the same team that we saw in the last match I uploaded, actually. I'm trying to remember who the player was that brought this. I'm just drawing such a blank here in terms of, like, who brought what team. Is just covering so much, so many different matches, but I'm here for it. This is also the 5th round 2 match I'm covering here, so I've met my quota, my personal quota for the week, so I think I'm probably going to end up posting a few more from this round. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. So, Armaan yet got a Volibee with a Chinchou, Ghastly, Trap Pinch, as I mentioned. Abra, Mindfuzz, yeah, quite the balanced team, I would say, actually. And then F-Zero, is that a Babymonochrome? That's a Babymonochrome, my friends. Baby freaking Monkey, that's right. But though it's not the Babymonochrome that I'm used to, this is a Generation 2 Babymonochrome in a Generation 5's world. Generation 5 Pokemon's world. We got the Gen 2 Monkey. Anyways, I'm getting a little silly here, but that's an Apom. Yeah, and that's the first time we've seen an Apom. I've seen a team on the forums with an Apom. I wonder if this is the same one. Can't really remember much else about that team, so there you go. Yeah, anyways, Ferroseed, Porygon, Ghastly. If it's, man, I feel like that team had a trick Black Sludge Ghastly, so maybe we'll see that come out here. And then, of course, Sand again, and you got this little 1-2 punch with the Hippo and the Sand Force Drill this time. So, big difference between Excadrill and Diglett is it gets access to Swords Dance here, so maybe looking to set up here. And then Sand Rush, I'm like 99% sure is banned in this tier, so you're not going to see Sand Rush here. But Sand Force is definitely a possibility. Could also be Mold Breaker, but then again, I don't know why you would have those two dudes standing right next to each other if one of them's Mold Breaker. So, and one of them, I mean, Excadrill. I'm getting silly here. Let's get into it. So, Hippo lead from F-Zero worked out for him well last time. Volibee as well from Armaan's side. Doubles into Ferroseed, but it takes a taunt, which kind of sucks. Going to double into a Porygon here. Traces weak armor, eats a Brave Bird. That does half. Porygon's going to be able to outspeed this thing now, most likely. So is threatening an Ice Beam here. Chinchou comes out and just doubles back into Ferroseed. So F-Zero definitely wants some hazards up. Chinchou's going to Volt Switch out of there, as Ferroseed's probably going to set up some hazards. No, we see a Bullet Seed actually landing on the Mindfu. Gets 5 hits and a crit. That's pretty much best case scenario there. 2 crits would have been nice, I guess. Ferroseed clicks Protect as a Volibee switches in, so interesting. This thing's packing Protect as well. Rack up some sand damage on this Volibee. And then takes a Brave Bird. That Brave Bird does quite a bit of damage. And misses a Leech Seed. That is unfortunate for F-Zero. Can set up Protect, or get off another Protect here, and get a little bit more Sand Chip on that Volibee. Fails on the double Protect, but Volibee's going to die to the combination of Iron Barbs and Recoil, and would have died to some Sand as well too. So Chinchou coming out here on a Ghastly from F-Zero, doubles back into Porygon to trace the Water Absorb as they click the Volt Switch. Good play by Armaan. Abra coming out here looking to bop something. Porygon just stays in and takes the Psychic. As here comes the Apom, which has moves like Fury Swipes here, so that can actually break a Sash and potentially knock out the Abra. U-turns instead on Trapinch coming in, and then Ghastly getting that Trapinch low with a Giga Drain. Don't know if I've seen Giga Drain Ghastly yet. Dies to a Crunch. Trapinch obviously not going to take any sand damage. Drill coming out here. Just gets a little Mercy Quick Attack off on the Drill before dropping to an Earthquake. Chinchou coming out here, and trying to bluff a Scarf, and F-Zero does not fall for it and just clicks Earthquake here. And it is Mold Breaker after all. Okay, I must have missed that on the switch-in, so Drill able to just clean house here. Or maybe that was a, maybe this is a Scarf Drill? Because they're just spamming Earthquake. That is a possibility. Yeah, let's rewind a bit. How did that interaction with the Mind Fu go? So, gets faked out. Do we see Outspeed here? I mean, I guess they're both base 17, so... Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely Scarf Drill as it's outspeeding Abra. Abra's able to drop it to Psychic, but the damage has been done. Apom can just come in here. Abra clicks Protect on a Fake Out, but I think that Apom's... goes for the double Protect. There's the Fury Swipes. Fury Swipes can miss, too. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, right on cue. This is kind of Armaan's way out of there. Maybe should have... Well, no, I guess shouldn't have switched out and Fake Out because he's got Protect. Hippo's going to eat a Psychic and just knock this thing out with an Earthquake. So preserving the HP on the Hippo really was the key to just whittling this down. Ended up being a pretty close game here. But F-Zero able to win this 2-0 against Armaan. Armaan eliminated from Babymonochrome. And F-Zero moving on to the next round in the losers bracket. So they might be up against me next week. Who knows? Might be up against some of our other opponents we've seen, or other participants that have fallen in the losers bracket here. So, anyways, and shoutouts to me for I've recorded 3 videos on this fine Saturday. So, just giving you guys that wonderful content here on the McFlurry channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that, and yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.
Hey, yo, what do you want? Wait a minute.